now.
Well, the gloves are off. RNC Chair Reince Priebus calling Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid dirty and unethical. Now, what sparked those fighting words? Chairman Priebus joins us. And do you want a do-over on those words?
No.
Not at all?
No, not at all. In fact, I'd probably choose harsher ones if I could. Well, look, I mean, the guy has a pattern of behavior. I mean, look, in 2006, he was accused of similar conduct, and he apologized for it, of using his own office to conduct and put together opposition research books against his opponents, and he apologized for that. He said Romney didn't actually pay any taxes. That was false. Here's a guy who paid his granddaughter money out of a campaign account. Now he's using a government website to post partisan attacks against the Koch brothers and Republicans, and using a government Twitter account to do the same thing.
Okay, first of all, do you think that he's, I mean, not that this necessarily excuse him, but do you think he's actually doing it or a staffer?
It doesn't, I mean...
I know, but do you think he's actually doing it?
I think it makes it even worse.
He spoke on, I heard him say things on the floor that are pretty vicious, but do you really think that he did the Twitter account?
But that makes it even worse. So let's just say he wasn't doing it. And I don't think he's doing infographics that he's posting on a Twitter account, but it's a federal account. It's a taxpayer-paid account. So let's say his staffers were doing it. Well, now that's even worse, because now you have staffers who are paid for by taxpayer money putting together campaign-type attacks on a government-paid website.
All right, there's a complaint by the Louisiana Republican Party against Senator Reid for using his Twitter account and government account and his website for partisan reasons. Why is it the Louisiana Republican Party? Why isn't it the National Party, or why isn't it somebody else?
Because these guys, part of this is also about the ads that Majority PAC, which is a Harry Reid PAC, did in Louisiana targeting one candidate in that Senate race. So if you read through that, what you'll find is that part of the problem here is that they put ads on television that were also false and also fake, and so they took it a step further and said, not only was this false and fake, now you're using taxpayer money. I want to make it really clear. I'm not crying about the fact that somebody's waging political attacks. That's not the issue. I don't care. The fact is, though, he's waging political attacks on a taxpayer-funded account.
You know what I don't like? His campaign paid $17,000 to his granddaughter to buy holiday gifts, and I assume for staffers or not, for volunteers or somebody. But when the campaign filed their annual report at the end of the year, they said they paid the money to Ryan Elizabeth of Berkeley. Her real name is Ryan Elizabeth Reid. They didn't put her name Reid on. And you know what I thought? You know what? When they didn't put her whole name on, I thought now that's been referred to the FEC, but I thought, you know, why are you hiding that?
They do that so that when people research these reports that are online, you can't find out that there's a connection. He also said that was all he paid her. Turns out, well, he said, this is all I ever did. Turns out a week later, oh yeah, there was another $17,000 that I paid this person. There's a lot of things about
Well, so what's going to happen? I mean, it gets referred to the Senate committee, but this is the city of no consequences. You can do waste, we can do fraud, you can do whatever you want in the city. Nothing ever happens.
But one consequence is at least calling it out. I mean, the fact is we just sit silent. We're not making any money on this. Is the Senate going to call him out on this? Well, he apologized a few years ago when he did the same thing.
For using the Twitter account and the government website for partisan reasons, which is the subject of this complaint. It's been sent to the Senate Ethics Committee. Do you expect the Senate Ethics Committee to do anything? I
think that they'll look at it, but I think ultimately he's going to have to account for it, just like he did on the campaign contributions, which he came off for.
But it's never any consequences.
But the FEC is investigating that. I agree with you, but here's the thing: in this town, as you say, people's opinion on the average person, average politician isn't very high. This person takes the cake when it comes to ethics and honesty, and even as far as politicians go. I mean, here's a guy who talks about the Koch brothers and talks about the 1% in America. In the meantime, he's been a public servant almost his entire life, and he lives in a condo at the Ritz-Carlton. This guy is unbelievable.
But he lives in a very modest home in Searchlight. I've been in his home. His home in Nevada is extremely modest.
Right, a condo at the Ritz-Carlton.
I don't know anything about a condo here, but I will tell you that he lives modestly in Nevada.
It would be very interesting to know who his finance advisors are. That a public servant almost his entire life lives in a condo at the Ritz-Carlton. I want to know who that guy is.
I mean, I don't like the hiding of the name on this thing, but anyway, and that's.
But if we don't call him out on it, then it just gets even worse.
I'm all in favor of calling people out on it. I just anyway.
Yeah, you got it.
I got it. Anyway, Ryan, it's nice to see you, sir.
You bet.
And the